So there was and I should have just put it out yesterday, so my apologies to you all. There was a photo that came out that basically talked about the juror being excluded. Well, he was. But let's get into today real quick, and then I'll tell y'all what to expect tomorrow because today was all about connecting the money. U.S. versus Sean P. Diddy Combs trial, day 24, final week for prosecutors. Witnesses left include Brandon Paul, Diddy's former assistant. Summary, witnesses, what is that? Anaya, Sankar, and Lisa Penland? I don't know how to say those names. Y'all be coming up with all these crazy names. Anyways, expect resolution on Juror 6. I kind of ruined it already, so it just is what it is. Judge Aram Subramanian is now seated. He said on Friday that he would use the weekend to determine if he would dismiss Juror 6 or not. Last week, the defense objected to any additional questioning of the juror. I took time to reflect on the matter. The record reveals significant concerns that the juror may have tailored his responses to secure a spot on the jury. Judge, his inconsistent answers brought his credibility into question. As a result, the court signaled that he should be removed. Now, the defense is requesting that we question him further. Judge, the defense expressed concern about substituting an African American juror with a white juror, referencing a Second Circuit court case. The court acknowledges the seriousness of that concern. My bad for messing up this early, y'all. I'm trying to read through this quickly, so let me slow it down. Judge, however, additional questioning at this stage would be inappropriate and could disrupt the jury's functioning. This is precisely the reason why alternates are in place. Judge, Mr. Donaldson commended jury's diversity, describing the selection process as having worked wonderfully. The defense has urged the court to make its decision based on race, which is not appropriate. Therefore, juror 6 is dismissed and replaced by the first alternate, which so happens to be a white dude. Now, anybody who's in disagreement with this, I'm going to tell you why it's the right decision. And some of y'all are going to be mad, some of y'all are going to be upset, but understand, the judge knows way more than we do. He just does. So if a juror lies to get to be a juror, that's a problem, no matter who it's for. Because if we reversed it and we said if this was a white person and a white person lied to get on the stand and then found out that he stayed here and he tailored his his answers and all that crap, then yeah. But it also can backfire too, because y'all should have already did this. Y'all knew this was a high profile case. So in my opinion, he should be here because that's your process that failed y'all. Some of y'all be like, well, because he's black, that's what you said. No, it's not that. It's not that at all. And anybody who say, well, if it was a white dude and this was like a race case and stuff like that, I 100% understand y'all. But the problem is the process has to be filled out. Y'all went through all of this crap to figure it all out, and y'all couldn't figure this part out. I'm not buying it. So it is what it is. Judge, regarding the defense's claim of prosecutorial misconduct, it essentially asks the court to rule on the basis of race, something the court cannot and will not do. Judge, regarding the matter concerning another juror that came up on Friday, I will speak with that juror at the end of today's proceedings. Counsel should let me know whether they prefer the questioning to take place in a cleared courtroom or privately in the robing room. Judge calls for jury to be brought in. Do you agree with the judge's decision? Look at this. 72% say no. Why? 28% say yes. I'm in alliance with the majority, but only because the process should have already booted him out. It should have never got this far. Jurors enter. Welcome back, everyone. The government may proceed with its next witness. AUSA. Before that, Your Honor, we're submitting a few exhibits under seal pending proper foundation. We now call our first witness, Ms. Sankar. AUSA. Ms. Sankar, what was your role in relation to this case? Sankar. I worked on 2 summary charts. I was tasked with verifying the accuracy. AUSA. Can you explain the source documents those charts are based on? Sankar. They're drawn from hundreds of pages of underlying records. AUSA. Who appears in the messages shown in the chart? Sankar. Christine Courtroom. AUSA. And whose phone number is listed here? Sankar. That belongs to Brandon Paul. AUSA. How did Ms. Courtroom respond to Mr. Lopez regarding the escort? Sankar. She replied with 4 laughing emojis and asked, how long is he going to stay awake? AUSA. This item dated January 30th, 2023. Is it an audio recording? Sankar. Yes. AUSA. Ms. Foster, please play the first minute and 10 seconds of the clip. Audio plays. A female voice says, 2 things were weird. The only person who knew was you. Someone found an iPad. Voice B. Yes. What paralegal Anaya Sankar is doing is validate the summary charts containing text, calls, and images which haven't been presented to the jury. They are a part of the official evidence. AUSA. What does Christina Corum say in this message, Sankar? She says he's going to be the Four Seasons. He's going to the Four Seasons and wants you to bring Gatorade and chicken noodle soup. AUSA. Let's read through these messages. I'll read for Dave Shirley, and you'll read Christina Corum's responses. AUSA as Dave Shirley. Rock riding with him? Sankar. Ask Christina Corum. No. To Rock? Sankar. Ask Christina Corum. Can you deliver the $4,000 in cash from Rock to the hotel? AUSA as Dave Shirley. Sure. Sankar as Christina Corum. Just a heads up. He's planning to do a Wild King tonight. AUSA as David Shirley. I forget to grab the cash. Just hand it to Fahim. Just in case. AUSA. What message did the hotel send, Miss Corum? Sankar. Hotel called. Paul is coming up. AUSA. Does Paul show up in other parts of the chart? Sankar. Yes. AUSA. Let's turn off the exhibit monitors for the public and the press, Judge. Inform me once the screens are off. AUSA. Please read the following exchange between Jane and Miss Corum. Sankar is KK. Can you ask them to bring up 15 bath towels? God damn. AUSA is Jane. He usually brings between 5,000 and 10,000. They're expecting the guests to check out of the presidential suite by 1 p.m. Sankar is Christina Corum. We're heading out. AUSA. What are these messages concerning? Sankar. They were arranging for a flight for Jane. They were arranging a flight for Jane. AUSA. And this one? Sankar. These are flight details sent from Jessica Ruiz to Christina Corum for Arthur Jr. and Paul. AUSA. What about these messages? Sankar. It's a request to pick up cash for Guido at Mapleton. AUSA. As Jane. Yes. AUSA. What does Christina Corum send to Sean? Sankar. She writes, Guido's outside. Combs replies with an audio message. AUSA. Please play the audio. Audio plays. Combs in a hoarse voice says, about Guido. Take care of it, please. AUSA. How does Corum respond? Sankar. She replies, done. AUSA. Some of these messages involve Cassie Ventura. Sankar. Yes, they do. AUSA. Let's look at page 5, May 2nd, 2017. What are these messages? Sankar. The text between Cassie Ventura and Christina Corum. AUSA as Ventura. What the F? Sankar as Corum. Are you okay? AUSA as Ventura. No one deserves to be dragged by their hair. AUSA. Let's look at rows 87 to 92 messages between Cassie and Christina Corum from April 20th, 2018. AUSA as Cassie. I just can't do this anymore. Sankar's KK. I'm here for you. Heart emoji. AUSA as Cassie. I'm feeling down, but I don't want to mess things up. Sankar's KK. Don't let it throw you off track. It's not worth it. AUSA. Let's move on to Jane's messages. You'll read her parts. Sankar's Jane. We had a fight. I'm skipping hotel night, but I'm still bring him a cake. AUSA. What's the date on this message? Sankar. November 16, 2023. AUSA. And what are these next items? Sankar. Audio recordings dated November 19, 2023. AUSA. Go ahead and play the recording. Audio plays. Phone rings. Then Sean Combs' voice is heard. Combs. We can't really talk about this line. You know what I mean? I reached out. I called. My love is real. No doubt about that. It was just some freaky stuff I thought we both liked. Audio. Jane voice shakes. I don't know. It's just the way it happened, word for word. It's insane. It feels twisted. Combs. But audio cuts off. Play the next clip. Combs. I really need your friendship right now. Don't send any texts. Audio. Combs. I just needed to say, I really need your friendship, baby. I'm about to go see my mom. You feel me? Please keep me in your prayers. Jane. Okay. AUSA. And what's this? 3 days later? Sankar. Christina Corum writes, well, y'all know what your kryptonite is. AUSA is Combs. Please have Robin double check that her rent is taken care of. Sankar's KK. Robin said her rent has already been paid. AUSA. And what's this next item? Sankar. It's a photo discovered on Ms. Corum's phone dated December 28, 2023. Sankar. The image shows a cell phone screen with the message that says, I lost work opportunities. Sankar's Jane. You broke me. You asked what I needed to heal, and now you're angry with me? AUSA. Who is this conversation between? Sankar. It's from Jane to Christina Corum. Sankar's Jane. He said he'd send the recordings through my baby father. I'm traumatized. He kept asking me again and again, Who I'm seeing. He said he's going to send these sex tapes to my child's father. I'm drugged in them. What he's done to me is beyond painful. AUSA. What does Miss Quorum, how does Miss Quorum respond? Sankar. Ask Christina Quorum. I haven't talked to him. AUSA. And these next images, photos of a phone screen, can you read what they say? Sankar's Jane. You fucked up everything. You've won. AUSA. What are we looking at here? Sankar video clips recovered from KK's device. AUSA. Please play the video. Audio plays. The woman says, like $1,000. AUSA. What's shown in the accompanying image? Sankar. It appears to be a long, manicured fingernail. AUSA. What does Miss Quorum write in this message? Sankar's KK. They're just hanging out at his place, heading out to shop like King Night vibe or Gucci bag mode, LOL, AUSA. Your Honor, this may be a good point to pause. Judge, all right, we'll take a break here. Break, they're back. The jury is shown a summary chart of messages which include messages between Combs, Mia, and D-Rock. AUSA. Let me direct your attention to a message from November 19, 2023. What did D-Rock write to Miss Combs? Sankar. He texts, need to hear your voice, bro. Love you. AUSA. And how did Mr. Combs respond? Sankar. He replied, thank you for checking on me. I really appreciate you. Love you. AUSA is Combs. I'll call you back. I'm talking to the kids. Sankar is D-Rock to Mia. Where are you? AUSA is Mia. Virginia Beach. Sankar. D-Rock then texts Mia's number to Mr. Combs. AUSA is Mia to D-Rock. I didn't have my phone. I was scuba diving. Sankar is D-Rock. We're opening a new restaurant on the 17th. He said he doesn't want anything from you. AUSA is Mia. It's a smart way to stay in your bubble. AUSA is Mia. I'm on an island off the coast of Honduras. Sankar as D-Rock. I'd love to hear more about Honduras. Let me know how I can send you something. AUSA is Mia. I never asked for anything. Sankar is D-Rock. I'm allowed to send my sister a gift. AUSA. Miss Sankar, did you have any other involvement with this case beyond what you described? Sankar. No, I did not. AUSA. No further questions, Your Honor. Judge Subramania. Ms. Garagos? Combs Garagos. Yes, Your Honor. Garagos. Ms. Sankar, I'd like to direct your attention to a specific message from Damian Butler to Mr. Combs. Let's pull up the exhibit line 363. This message was sent days before the legal filing, correct? Sankar. Yes, that's correct. Garagos. And Mr. Butler tells Mia that Mr. Combs wants to speak with her? Sankar. Yes. Garagos. He also assures her that Mr. Combs doesn't want anything from her, right? Sankar. Yes. That's what the message says. Garagos. Now, let's look at the message. Mr. Combs sends Mia on February 7, 2024. I'll read it aloud. Hey, I don't want to be blowing up your phone. Just needed to talk to you for 10 minutes. Just need my memory jogged on some things. You were right. You were my right hand for years. Garagos. So, I just speak to you. Remember who was even around me. And it would be good to hear your voice. But if you don't want to, all good. Just let me know. Love. Hope you're well. Does that match the exhibit? Sankar. Yes, it does. Garagos. After that message, D-Rock informs Combs that Mia's phone rings as if she's out of country, correct? Sankar. Yes. Garagos. And to be clear, you've seen no record suggesting that he called Mia after that. Sankar. Yes. There are no further records of contact. All right, that's what's up. Garagos. Ms. Sankar, I'd like to turn your attention to a message exchange between Christina Quorum and someone identified as Jane around Valentine's Day, 2022. Sankar. Yes. Garagos. In this exchange, Jane expresses excitement, doesn't she? Sankar. She does. Garagos. Specifically, she writes, I'm excited to surprise him, correct? Sankar. That's right. Garagos. And she's referring to Sean Combs. Sankar. Yes. Garagos. After that message, Jane sends Miss Quorum some photos. Sankar. Yes. She sends images. Garagos. And what do those photos show? Sankar. A hotel room decorated with rose petals and heart-shaped balloons. Garagos. So Jane was preparing a romantic surprise for Mr. Combs at the time. Sankar. That's what the messages and photos suggest. Garagos. And Ms. Sankar, let's look at a text exchange from February 25th, 2023 between Christina Quorum and Jane. Sankar. Okay. Garagos. In these messages, Ms. Quorum reaches out to Jane twice, asking her to call, correct? Sankar. Yes. She asked Jane to call her. Garagos. And Christina Quorum says that Mr. Combs is pushing her to finalize plans. Sankar. That's right. Garagos. Now, how does Jane respond? Sankar. Jane says, my answer to him is no, and it is still no. Garagos. Did Quorum acknowledge that? Sankar. She did. She says she will let him know. Garagos. And she told Jane to keep her posted if anything changes. Sankar. Yes. That's what she wrote. Garagos. Miss Sankar. Let's now turn a few messages from Fahim Muhammad, Mr. Combs, head of security, Sankar. Okay, Gary goes. These were messages sent to Sean Combs, Christina Quorum, and Combs' account manager, correct? Sankar. Yes, that's right. Gary goes. In them, Mr. Muhammad is asking for approval for a disbursement? Sankar. Yes. From an account labeled PD, personal. Gary goes. And the funds were intended to cover various expenses? Sankar. Correct. He was requesting authorization for several payments, AUSA. Let's turn. I don't think this is AUSA saying this because that kind of doesn't. Well, whatever. AUSA. Let's turn to a message exchange between Sean Combs and his chief of staff, Christina Quorum, from November 2023. Can you read what Ms. Quorum wrote? Sankar's KK. If you cannot be honest with me, this doesn't work. Sankar's KK. We all know what your kryptonite is and where you don't make the best decisions. Best choices. This is not AUSA, by the way. Did she indicate how she was feeling? Sankar. She did, but she said she felt like he was lying and that wasn't sitting well with her. Gary goes. And how did Mr. Combs respond? Sankar. He replied, come take my phone. Gary goes. Did Miss Quorum respond to that? Sankar. Yes. She said, it's not about your phone if you're starting to lie. That will break me. Gary goes. Please read the message from Nat Moore. Sankar's Nat Moore. The article could have been worse. They're calling it a breakup fight. Gary goes, Your Honor, may I briefly confer with AUSA Foster? Judge, yes. Judge tell jurors to stretch if they want to. She's back. Gary goes, I like the public and press screens to be turned off for the next part. We're looking at a message from November 2022, 2023 between Jane and Christina Quorum, correct? Sankar, that's correct. Gary goes, Jane wrote, I'm not doing any more hard partying. Then she mentions something about wasting 3 years, right? Sankar, yes. Gary goes. And here's a message from KK to Perez asking, how does he look? Perez responds, shockingly good, better than before, correct? Sankar, that's right. Gary goes, no further questions. Anna Sankar is off from the stand. Now, Delisa Penland, another summary witness, takes the stand. Delisa Penland is a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. She will be reviewing charts and data to verify accuracy. Some of the charts presented focus on certain meetings. One highlights a meeting at a hotel in London involving Combs, Cassie, and Julius Theodore. It also includes a list of fights taken by individuals involved, including Jules and Cassie. AUSA Johnson. Ms. Penland, regarding the chart, Combs defense. Objection, Judge, sidebar. Sidebar over, Judge. Ms. Johnson, you may proceed. AUSA Penland. When you say someone attended the meeting, are you basing that on available records rather than video evidence? AUSA Johnson. Who are the participants in this chart? Penland. Jules and Sean Combs? AUSA. Please read Jules' message aloud. Penland reads as Jules. I'm available Friday through Sunday, whatever flights work. Which one? AUSA reading as Combs. Friday at 4. AUSA. Where were the flights between? Penland. Between Los Angeles and JFK in New York? AUSA. Did document retention policies affect your ability to retrieve the records? Penland. Yes. I wasn't able to obtain those records due to retention limitations. Break. After the break, Delisa Penland will be on the stand for about 2 hours and might return tomorrow. Next will be Brendan Paul, Combs' former assistant and a law enforcement agent before the prosecution rests on Wednesday. Defense will be calling 3 witnesses this week. Oh, wow. They're back. Delisa Penland is back on the jury, is also judge. Ms. Johnson, you may proceed. AUSA. Ms. Penland, did you review American Express records as a part of your analysis? Penland, I did. This particular charge was for a flight from Miami booked for Cassandra Ventura. Penland. And here is a charge from the London hotel billed at the same American Express account. AUSA. Whose American Express account was that? Penland. It belonged to Sean Combs. The payment was made using an account at Signature Bank. AUSA. Can you read this message aloud? Penland. It says, it's the Trump and Columbus Circle. I'm heading there now. Can you contact the front desk and get the porn channel unlocked? AUSA. And what does Miss Ventura respond? Penland, as Cassie. Just called them. AUSA. Miss Penland. Who are the individuals in these communications? Penland. Cassandra Ventura and someone identified as NY Punish, also known as Shara Hayes. AUSA. And what were they discussing? Penland. They're talking about the cost. AUSA. And this next part, Penland. They're referencing videos. AUSA. Your Honor, may we have the public and press screen turned off? This request is approved. AUSA. Ms. Penland, what was the date of the flight and the invoice shown to the jury? Penland. October 10th, 2012. A flight booked for Miss Ventura from Los Angeles to New York City, billed to Bad Boy Entertainment at USA. Let's move the messages between Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs from October 13th. Can you read them? Combs. You ready for tonight? Ventura. Yes, but I need to get something. Combs. Man, you had all day. All day. It's always something. Jury shown messages Ventura sent separately to two men discussing times to meet and giving them information for a hotel room in New York. AUSA. Was anything notable about that hotel booking? Penland. Yes, the room was reserved under the name Janet Clark, paid for in cash. AUSA. And there was another room. Penland. Yes. Early in the morning on October 14th, one of the men texted Miss Ventura that he was in a different room. The second room was booked under the name Frank Black and was paid for using both cash and American Express card. Some videos are shown to the jury, but not to the public. Judge. Ms. Johnson, we're not seeing the footage on our end. AUSA. Let's start playback from the 10:30 to 11-minute mark. Thank you. Now, Ms. Penland, please look at line 23 in the transcript. I'll read Mr. Combs' messages. Please read Ms. Ventura's. AUSA is Combs. You feeling horny? Want to have a little bit of fun? Penland as Ventura. Should I call Jules? Can you send the hotel details? I'm about to smoke. What are you up to? AUSA is Combs. What's going on? Penland as Ventura. I asked him to drive around. We'll let him know when we're ready for him to come up. AUSA is Combs. I'm a bit more excited than last time. Dress casually and can bring baby oil? Penland as Ventura. Casual is fine, but no baby oil. AUSA. That's Johnny. On my way to La Hermitage. Penland as Ventura. Would you mind driving around until I say when to come up? AUSA. We can break here. Judge. Let me see counsel at the sidebar. After sidebar, jurors, you may leave for the day. Judge Subramanian to update the attorneys tomorrow on the specific information, which will be told to the rest of the jurors about Juror 6. This is at the request of Alexandra Shapiro. Whether you say the jurors should be gone, whether you say the jurors should stay, you're welcome to that opinion. It just is what it is on that. But what I will say is this. The system has failed both the prosecution and the defense because it shouldn't have happened. That's my stance on that. Now, obviously, everybody can be swayed or persuaded to either side, either or. I don't have a side, even though some people swear that we do here. I disagree, but either or. So, what they're doing today, or what they did today, is they tried to show the money side of everything, how the money works, who's in control, who's talked to, here's the text messages. This is just adding on. This is nothing but piling on. We didn't really learn anything today that we didn't think was already going on. So as far as today goes, this is really about the juror getting struck away. That's it. Because we do know that Combs, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. Love, a.k.a. Diddy Man, the baby oil bandit, we know that he's used money to pay for these male entertainers. But what it did do was this. It showed culpability on unindicted co-conspirators, meaning the women that were involved. I don't like to say this lightly because there are victims of this BS that go on that are forced. But here, it's just not a force as far as certain things. Now, there are times where it does seem forced. I'm not going to hold you. And it's one of the rules, and this is why they started it with, essentially, you can say yes 99 times, but that 100th time that you say no, it's supposed to be no. It's not supposed to be treated like a yes like before. So when we're hearing and seeing these things, we do understand, bro, this is a little tricky. This is a little odd. This is a little wild. It just is what it is. Now, as this goes for Diddy and all that, the juror being struck is a bad blow because you want to be judged by a jury of your peers. Now, if the system is supposed to work, it's supposed to work, and Diddy should basically be found guilty or not found guilty. We will see. But as far as an appeal goes, they're definitely going to, his appeal is going to probably be about this thick paper-wise if he is found guilty. As far as I'm concerned right now, he might get found on a couple of counts, but I don't believe he's going to be found guilty on everything. So for those of y'all who are expecting him to be found guilty on everything, it's too long of a trial. It's not succinct. So their closing is going to have to bring up everything and make it short. 2-3 sentences, which is going to be very difficult to summarize. But in order for that crap to happen, it's essentially what I've told you, what It's essentially what we've been preaching on this channel from day one as far as it goes for the feds. They will throw 10 charges on you just to really get maybe 6 or 5. And then the fact that they offered Diddy, what, a 10-year plea deal? It's one of those things where I'm pretty sure his lawyer probably say, even if you're found guilty because you're on the lower end, you're not going to get 10 years. Even whatever Diddy's going to be found guilty on, because I think he will be ultimately found guilty of certain charges, even if so, he's probably only going to get found guilty and do maybe 5 to 6. At max 8. That's my early prediction right here. But y'all, let me know y'all thoughts on this, man. And if y'all can, hit the like button like you like something. Subscribe, turn that bell, stay notified, and share to keep your people aware. I will catch y'all in the next one.